Hello everybody, welcome back to C&S Corvettes in beautiful sunny Sarasota, Florida. It's your Corvette buddy Lyle here to talk to you about more interesting, exciting, and hopefully helpful Corvette stuff. Today we're going to get into some of the more prevalent problems that the C8 Corvette has experienced in the 6 years it has been on the market. Most of these have been addressed by GM, but a lot of people don't know that these problems did exist, so we're going to cover what the problems were, what years they occurred, and if they were mitigated by GM or if they're still floating out there in the ether. You know, considering what a huge revolution the C8 was from the C7, the complete architecture of the car changed completely, electrical systems, many of which hadn't existed in the Corvette world previous to the C8, all of that, it really hasn't had a very difficult gestation in its first 5-6 years of production. Now, that's not to say there haven't been a couple of hiccups along the way, most of which GM has already addressed or is in the process of addressing, to their credit. And you know I'm pretty hard on GM, so for me to say that, it's fair. Let's cover some of the basic ones that started early on, shall we? Number one, we had the rear half shafts missing bearings. Let me explain. Some 2021 and 2022 C8 Corvette Stingrays were built with rear half shaft assemblies missing ball bearings, resulting in potential driver power loss and increased crash risk. Now, this was only in 2021 and 2022, and they think that only 22 vehicles were affected. There's more information on that online, but the remedy was free replacement of left and or right half shaft assemblies by GM dealers. To the best of my knowledge, those few vehicles have all already been addressed, but if you do have a 2021 or a 22 and you're thinking about buying one, you can always go to that recall number and get the exact VIN numbers that were affected. Number two, in 2021, there was an electrical system problem with the airbag indicator. A communications gateway module software error could cause the airbag malfunction indicator light to illuminate inconsistently, like sometimes it'd be on, sometimes it'd be off. So the fix for that was done by the dealers at no charge to the customers, of course, just a free software update that they performed, and that solved that problem. And again, that was only in 2021. One of the kind of prevailing small problems that the C8 has had all the way from its introduction in 2020 all the way through the 2025 production year is seatbelt retractor lockup. Basically, the problem is the seatbelt retractors on certain C8s may lock in the stowed position due to two internal components being out of specification, making the belts unusable. Meaning, when you get out of the car and your seatbelt reels itself out of the way, click, 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 it won't come back out again because of a defective part in that assembly. The scope of this problem initially only affected the 2024 and 2025 model years, roughly 13,000 units. They later expanded this to include 2020 through 2025 vehicles, totaling about 13,850 units after adding a few hundred more that were sprinkled in earlier production. A simple remedy for this is that dealers will replace affected seatbelt retractors at no cost, and you're good to go. Now, as this wasn't really an official problem or an official recall, so we're going to put this under the honorable mention category. There were issues with some of the early C8 DCT transmission aluminum castings. What do I mean by problems with the castings? Well, the problem was porosity. Several early C8 owners reported transmission fluid leaks due to porous cast aluminum pans or cases that couldn't hold fluid properly. One owner stated, and I quote, "My 2022 had a leak in the transmission casting. It's aluminum, porosity is a problem if not cast properly. The cast aluminum transmission pan was leaking. It was so porous that it would not hold fluid." Another user mentioned that leaks traced specifically to the transmission's aluminum casing, the actual body of the outer body of the transmission. C8 Corvette transmission oil seeping through aluminum casting, drips on my floor. If you want to learn more about this and particular C8 owners' experiences, a great place to do that is the Corvette forum. Owners and enthusiasts have noted that porosity issues in cast components, especially complex shapes like a transmission housing, can lead to leaks if the casting process isn't perfect. What this reminds me of is the rear main seal plate on the C5 and the C6. This is a problem that we addressed about a decade ago because there was an aluminum porosity issue in the plate itself, and a manufacturer stepped up and strengthened the areas of that casting that were having porosity issues and solved that problem. I'm sure GM has solved that problem perfectly at this point, but it was something that you saw in 2021. So I think GM has stepped up their game, and certainly I know they made changes to the transmission going late 2022 into 23 to basically boost the overall quality of the transmission as a whole. So I don't think any of these problems specifically leaked into anything past 2020, late 2022. Now for the big issue, and the current issue, and the one that you've probably seen in the news: the fuel spillage and fire risk on the Z06 and ZR1 2023 through 2026. The issue is in 2023 and newer Z06 models and 2025 and newer ZR1 models, excess fuel spilled during refueling may leak onto the left side radiator fan, potentially contacting ignition sources and posing a fire hazard. Malfunctioning gas station pumps appear to contribute. So, normally when you go fill up at the gas station, right when the fuel gets to the tip of the nozzle, it shuts off. Not all of them work that great. Sometimes you'll have them burp back or splash back or whatever. I'm sure you've experienced that at one point. This is a serious problem because basically the excess fuel and the excess fuel fumes are being sucked into this area and can ignite. So this is a problem that GM has recognized and they are addressing it. This affects approximately 23,000 to 25,000 units between the Z06 and the ZR1 from 2023 onward. Right now, there is a current stop sale order in effect from GM. This actually came out while we were at Corvette Carlisle. I was at a banquet for the Chip Miller Amyloidosis Foundation when this came over our feed and we were all talking about it. So these vehicles are not being sold if they're in the dealership's possession until this problem is mitigated. And they are saying that if you have an affected car, you need to contact your local dealer and plan for basically being very, very careful with that car until they can fix this. GM has developed a fix. It's a shield insert kind of piece to divert spilled fuel, and it is working to get that into production quickly and get those parts to dealers for installation. I'm sure this will take at least a month or two to get done, but this problem should be mitigated after that. Should you buy a Z06 or a ZR1? Yes. Should you be careful about when you're fueling? Yes, until you get that little part from GM. I think in sum, the important thing to note here is that these are very minor problems. I think about what the Corvette went through with the introduction of the C4. Less so with the C5. C6 had a bunch of growing pains in the first couple of years. C7, same thing, not quite as bad. The C8, for such a radical departure from what was previously done, has been more or less pretty trouble-free. No car is perfect. Every car is going to have growing pains. And to their credit, and I'm a GM critic, to their credit, GM has addressed many of these issues in a responsible and timely fashion. If you're a C8 owner and you've had to deal with any of these things, I'd love to hear from you and hear about your experience, because if my positive image of how GM is handling this set of problems is incorrect, I want to learn about it from somebody who's dealt with it. So please put it in the comments below. I hope you found this interesting. Of course, we're all waiting for the ZR1s to get fixed so we can all go out and buy our Oh wait, we're not going to buy a ZR1. We don't have that kind of money, but we would if we could. I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you later.